Let's get into the seated poses, starting with Dandasana and moving into Paschimottonasana A, B, and C. So let's talk about Dandasana first. Danda means stick or staff. I think I mostly hear it as staff pose. So you might have heard staff pose, Dandasana. And then Paschima is Western. Uttana, we know, is intense stretch. Western intense stretch, Paschimottonasana, and it has 3 versions, A, B, and C. So we come to Dandasana from the standing poses. You have last finished in Virabhadrasana B. You take a vinyasa, you lift through, hop through, step through, however you're going to get to the floor, and you're in Dandasana. So Dandasana is the feet flexed, hands by our side, shoulders pulled back, chin tucked a little bit, and lots of energy through Uddiyana Bandha. We can actually feel all 3 of our bandhas in this pose. You can feel the pelvis lifting as you breathe. You can feel Uddiyana Bandha pulling in. So that's Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and when we tuck our chin, we give ourselves that chin lock for Jalandhara Bandha. So we've got all 3. And this pose should feel intense. We are seated. It looks like we're just sitting on the floor, but we are preparing ourselves to completely shift from standing to seated and the intense work that's going to go forward when we move into seated poses. So yes, it's a preparation, but it's a preparation to deepen. So you will hold Dandasana for 5 breaths. Then when you're ready after the 5 breaths, you take a breath. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, fold forward and grab index finger and thumb around the big toe. This is Paschimottonasana A. Take a breath. Inhale, pull in through the center so you're engaging Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale, fold forward as far as you can. See how I relax my neck, relax my head there. Now this pose, again, we look like we're holding still, but every time we exhale, we might be able to guide ourselves a little bit deeper because we're utilizing Uddiyana Bandha so much. After 5 breaths, inhale, look up. Exhale, take your hands around your feet. So now my thumbs are just right below my big toes and my fingers are wrapped around the ball of my feet, therefore helping me to keep a good flex. Take a breath, inhale, exhale, fold forward. Again, hold it for 5 breaths. Active participant, always lifting up through Uddiyana Bandha, always drawing yourself closer toward your legs. After 5 breaths, inhale, lift up. Exhale, take your hand around your feet. Make a fist and grab onto that fist. So I've got my left back of the hand to the ball of the foot. Right hand is in a fist and I'm holding on. Feel how much deeper that is. Take a breath, inhale, exhale, fold forward. At this point, I personally am about as far as I'm going to go, but as we hold for 5 breaths, we might be surprised. We might get a little bit deeper. Good. Now after 5 breaths, inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. We're going to move into our first vinyasa from the floor. Pull your knees into the chest. Inhale. Exhale, come forward. Hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Practice your lift through or however you're going to get through. Inhale. Exhale, come down, and you're ready to start the next round of seated poses. Okay, a lot to unpack there. First of all, let's talk about Dandasana. Dandasana might be hard for people who are very tight through their hamstrings. They're going to have a hard time sitting up tall. They might be leaning back. So a simple suggestion is to take a block. A pillow or a blanket's a little more comfortable though, but it's just to elevate their hips. So when you elevate their hips, it tilts their pelvis and they're able just to sit a little bit more tall. And so they don't have to worry about leaning forward. Block's fine. A pillow or a blanket is better. So something to elevate them. Then when they move into Paschimottonasana, a strap is probably going to be your best friend. So not everybody can reach their toes. And we do not want them to bend their knees to reach their toes because then they're going to lose the hamstring stretch. So you can just simply have them hold on their legs, go as far as they possibly can, or they can take a strap around their feet and then pull as far as they can. If they're using a strap for A, B, and C, they'll probably keep the strap the whole time. So if they're in A here, they've finished, have them lift up, take a breath, and then exhale, have them go back down again, just like you would if you were moving your hand positions between A, B, and C. So you're going to keep that same rhythm, that same flow. It's really important mentally to move and to get that breath and just to honor the sequence. Even though we're modifying it, we're still getting the benefits. So a strap might be their best friend. Some people, if they are really tight, they're not even going to fold forward at all. They're just going to hold the strap up here. And that's great. I like to tell my students if they're feeling what they're supposed to feel. So hamstrings, calves, hips, low back if they're leaning forward, then they're doing the pose correctly and that's all they need to do. And they need to keep breathing and just keep trying at it. So simple way to adapt that pose. Then let's talk about this lift through. Like I said in the last segment, you are going to be doing the lift through almost between every pose. So what are some ways that we can make this adaptable for people? First way is just to simply tuck your feet in, lift up, and lower it back down. That may be what they're capable of doing, and that is wonderful. So you would do that with breath. Inhale, exhale, and they're back to it. Another way that they might be able to do it, let me think. So pulling in, inhale, come forward. I have to put my feet down. Step your hands through, and they could go directly to down dog. If they wanted to skip the chaturanga, skip the upward facing dog, they can go directly to Adho Mukha Svanasana, and then it's just a matter of however they get forward. So maybe it's dropping the knees and swinging through, however you get forward, back to sit. So that's another way to change it. We do a lot of these, and if you feel like your students are starting to give up a little bit, offer them a reprieve, offer them something different. Give it a try and enjoy it. It's a deep stretch, that one.